Hey everyone, this is Austin the Doctor, and welcome to Manga Reviews. So, this is High School DxD Volume 5. To begin things off with, we have the intro to, you know how in the anime you get to see how Issei has Rios moved into his room. Then you have the whole Rios going, I want to deepen my connection with my servant, and he almost gets some. But yeah, Ozia ruins that for him. Ozia usually does that. But yeah, that was the beginning. The big difference between the anime and the manga is Issei actually, by mistake, grabs her by her pussy, like Trump, you know. But anyways, we get to see, you know how in the anime season one the whole sports competition, well, the whole debacle between C-Tree and Rias, we get to see that in here in the volleyball game. But that's towards the beginning. Then you get to see how Rias is starting to read about how to love someone, or how loving someone is, and Akino is finding it funny. So on top of that, you have his Issei's friends making rumors about him devouring and taking all these girls and being this ultimate pervert. And then Issei's like, I'm gonna kill you guys for making those rumors up. But yeah, that was that. Then it comes to Issei going back to his club and C-Tree meeting and talking about how there's stuff going on and how the whole devil world works, is about the 72 pillars of the king, yada yada. You get to see Saji, which is another pawn that has a dragon. I forgot the dragon name. It's gonna come back to me. But you get to see how Saji goes, it took 4 pieces to take me, and C-Tree goes, Saji, you shouldn't open your mouth. He took 8 pieces. It was kind of funny. But yeah, then you see the whole competition versus the Rias versus the whole C-Tree thing. And pretty much it goes pretty as usual, the tennis match, and you have the dodgeball thing. Then you have Issei getting actually really badly injured and hitting the nuts. So Ozzy has to go heal him, and Ozzy, after healing him, puts Issei in her lap, and yeah, that's how it goes. Then before everything like really kicks off, before you had the whole occult research club coming to Issei's house, and you see Kiba see the holy sword, and this is the beginning of where Kiba kind of goes distant with the whole club, and he, after the whole dodgeball thing, you get to see how Kiba kind of changes. There's no stray devil, and you get to see him completely lose it, but he remembers his purpose and about how he basically was a holy sword project test subject that basically failed. Then you see him run into Freed with a new Excalibur, and it cuts to the next one, and now we get to see about Issei's booster gear, the Longinus, which is a spear that killed Christ, apparently, in the thing. But yeah, that's where you get to hear more about, Kiba's backstory, where he basically, a bunch of him and his friends were in the church, and they were trying to make holy sword users, because they aren't natural born most of the time. It's like very rare. I think every like 20 years is it that one is born. I don't remember. But yeah, then you get to see Azia talk about how she never heard about it, and it's basically was declared a unsettling thing by the church, and the main leader of the project was declared a heretic and casted out from the church. But yeah, then you get to see the whole fight between Rias and Azia about them wanting to sleep with Issei, and yeah, it doesn't go so well. Then Issei goes downstairs to, you know, get a drink of water, and you hear Drag talk to him after a little while after the battle, and he talks about the vanishing dragon, which he calls the white bastard. And he talks about the whole story about how the white versus red always goes on no matter what. And you hear Issei declare his purpose of why he wants to continue on, because he wants to suck on Rias. Yeah, but then we cut to the whole scene of Akeno basically sucking out the dragon spirit because he's still suffering from the deal that he had with the dragon, which he doesn't own his left hand anymore. The dragon does. So the only way was to suck out the dragon spirit through his finger, which Issei has a wonderful time. Then you get to see Akeno declare her love for Issei. And then after that, it doesn't go so well because she basically says, I wouldn't mind you taking my virginity," and she actually thought Issei and Rias already have done that stuff. And Issei's like, "No, I didn't do it." He basically freaked out. Then Rias got into the room, and didn't go so well for him. Then Issei gets basically punished because Rias got jealous, which I find it really hilarious. But cutting to the next chapter, you see Issei walking back home, and he has a strange feeling that he had from when Free did it in his house, and he was worried that his mom and dad were going to be completely murdered because he's a devil. Then he runs into Irina and Zenobia in his house, and Irina is just saying hello to him because they were long distant friends from his childhood. But yeah, then you get to see how Rias basically got worried because she knew what was happening, and basically Ozzy is another cock block to him because he could have gotten stuff. But yeah, that's what usually happens. Then you have the whole meeting between Rias and the Zenobia bunch, I'm going to call them. And basically, you see them telling Rias to stay out of the battle between them and looking for the holy swords with the fallen angels. And Kiba comes in towards the end, but you get to see how they treat Azia as the witch and basically call her a bunch of names for going to a devil, or being reborn into a devil. Then you see the whole battle between Zenobia and Kiba and Inanna and Issei. It goes well, but obviously Issei loses and Kiba loses, but I think the main highlight of it was when Issei was trying to get to see Inanna's body, and he was about to do the dress break, and Kaneko goes, "You better be careful." He has the ability to wipe a girl's clothing away with the snap of a finger. And Issei goes, "Why would you tell you that?" And Kaneko goes, "Well, you're the enemy of women." And you get to basically see the hilarious combination of Kaneko and Issei again. Then after he by mistake gets Azia and Kaneko and gets his butt whooped by them, and he gets back up after getting really badly hit by Kaneko, because Inanna goes, "You better seal that kind of thing away. That's not really good." And Issei goes, "No, I have a dream that I will see everything." But yeah, then it cuts to how basically Kiba completely disappears, and how Issei brought Saji and Kaneko into helping him to find the stuff. Sorry about that cut again, but yeah, then we get to see how basically Issei drags all of them in because Kiba disappeared, and then they basically come into a whole plan of how they're going to convince the Zenobia bunch about how to help them, basically. So they're like, "Oh, I wonder where we're gonna find them." A little quick back thing, because it cuts back, that Inanna bought a painting with all the money they needed for, well, the money they had for the trip. And basically they have a big fight, Zenobia and Inanna, about how she spent all the money on something useless, and she couldn't even identify the painting of the saint. So it was kind of a comical little debate between both of them. They call each other heretics, and you get to learn that Inanna is from the Protestant church and Zenobia is from the Catholic church, which it's kind of good to have that kind of backstory on them. But continue on, you see Issei buy them food, and basically they're like, "Oh, how far we have fallen because the devils are helping us out, yada yada. And then basically Issei tells them both about how, they want to help them destroy Excalibur's, and they go, yeah, we'll let you do one. So it cuts to Kiba telling Issei he doesn't want their help, and Issei goes, no, we're here for you. Then Kiba goes about his backstory about how basically he was the last survivor after they completely killed everyone from the project. And Saji goes, I will help you, man. I didn't know it was that tragic. Which then it cuts to the next chapter, which is where they dress up as priests and they go looking for the people that have the Excaliburs, and they run into Freed, which has one of the Excaliburs with the main guy that ran the Holy Sword project, that, and basically is going around killing people from the church. Then it cuts off right there. So volume 6, not chapter 6, we get to see a little more, hopefully. But yeah, guys, that was the wrap up of volume 5. It was very close to the anime, besides the whole sports thing being in the beginning. But yeah, little pointers in there. You get to see that Akeno goes, oh, don't you worry, Rias does like you. I don't think you need to worry about that one. Which kind of fuels the whole feud between Akeno and Rias, which is a hilarious thing in the anime. But yeah, guys, wonderful manga. But yeah, I'll talk to you when we get to volume 6. As always, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you until next time.